wonder if I can drive using my hands on the pedals. And I thought, yeah, probably. I don't know how a car works. And he went, all right. He said, well, so he started doing. He was just outside the car, put it in gear, and I went, all right, okay. I just take the handbrake off, and I took the handbrake off. So of course the car just shot straight forward into a tree.
What is your first brilliant thing?
Well, I don't even know if it's actually the name of the thing. So I was going to put in French rhubarb.
Okay.
So when I was a kid, I think everyone had a green they played on.
Yes.
Everyone was like, let's go to the green.
Yeah.
And,
funny though, isn't it? Different, like, so it was green when we lived in a place called Flitwick for a bit, and it was a green, and then it was a wreck, and then it was a park.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we had the wreck as well.
The first, when I was, my first kind of like play area was the green.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. And then when you get a bit older, let's go to the wreck.
Yeah.
And there's usually a bit of like asbestos so you can all smash and some
and
concrete.
A sort of a bandstand.
Yeah.
Sort of once was the home of musicians, and now just fingering. Do you know what I mean? But
it's a lot of fingering in certain musical instruments.
True.
So
true.
It's like they're just human guitars.
So sorry.
Keeps them out of trouble.
So the rhubarb, the French rhubarb. Rather.
Yeah. So this was like. So I mean, I'm sure that your listeners will know what it's actually called. So we used to call it French rhubarb, and it was really tall stalks of very watery and malleable vegetation, and it grew very quickly. So over summer they would grow so tall. And above obviously our height, and so we could like break up and make tunnels in them that we could run around in. So, and it was that era that you were 8, but you'd seen The Predator and RoboCop.
All right, phew.
Yeah.
I didn't know whether that was a film or a local man. Like Johnny, get in the rhubarb, the Predator's it.
Oh, he's chasing us again. It's such
Cover yourself in mud.
Yeah. And no one will ever believe you when you tell him.
Yeah.
I used to look after a guy when I was a kid. I always wondered about this. He was an older man. I used to go around and earn money, like doing people's gardens and really ruining the car, pretending to clean it with very liquid. And they give you £1. And we met this old guy. I will change his name to Harry, and he was really nice. And I never had a granddad, so I would go around like every other weekend and just do his gardening. And my dad, I always remember my dad coming round just to sort of, and I didn't know why he'd come round, but it was obviously to go, I need to vet this man.
Yeah.
And he was great. And then he'd make me a coffee with cream. I used to like that. We don't need to go and we played games and chess and stuff. And then I was like, and I look back and I go, isn't it nice that he wasn't like a predator? It was just a nice friendship between an old man. But then I remembered once he did say, he said, so you can stay over because we were moving away. He says, you can always stay over, got a spare room. He goes, and if you get cold, you can get in my bed for warm. And then I thought, maybe it was. He just never found the right time. But,
yet, had he have fiddled you, you probably would have been even more successful.
I know,
do you know what I mean? Like, you look at some of the great comics, they all got felt up. Would it have killed that old man to touch you?
Yeah.
And you're already good. Imagine how funny you'd be if you had that trauma.
Yeah, I mean, I could lie. Well, his son had died in an accident.
Yeah.
So I think he was missing that connection.
Of course.
So I don't think it... I don't. It's just funny when you have that memory to go, oh, yeah, well, maybe.
Did he make you wear his son's clothes? Or?
He did. Put me in dangerous situations and try and save me. I did it.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know what this French rhubarb is.
Sorry.
What did you love about it?
It just reminds me of the summers, really. I think that's why I love it, because it was such a bit... There was this amazing summer. It was so hot. And we were watching films like, T2 and stuff was out, and it was great. And then we go out and play all day. And we used to make games. I always remember there was a game we used to play on the green where all the rhubarb was. And it was called Pissball Terrier.
Nice, I like that.
Because there was this big tree.
Be a great British wrestler.
Yeah. Died too young.
Exactly. Pissball Terrier. He could have been the best. But so go on.
It was a game where lightning had hit this big tree, and so one of the trunks had gone out like this, and it was
like Sleepy Hollows.
Yeah.
Fell on some guy's son.
He used to make me lie underneath it.
That kid's dead. Get his clothes just in case I find a new one. So go on.
And so so you'd have the tree like that, and then one of the trunks would go out over the green, and there'd be like a slope, so it would be sort of hanging.
Yeah.
And there'd be a dip underneath it, and underneath it was all the French rhubarb and loads of nettles, stinging nettles.
Oh, perilous.
And it was rumoured that from the allotments there was a pit bull terrier that when the kids would look like they were going to go, the guy would just set the pit bull terrier on you. So we used to play a game where loads of kids would gather on one towards the end of the trunk, towards the end, and then one kid would stand at the foot of the trunk and proceed to start pissing on the tree,
Right, yeah.
and advance towards the other children.
Right.
And you had to try and avoid the piss.
Wow.
And hold on for as long as possible.
Wow.
And if you didn't want to get pissed on, you'd have to fall into nettles and potentially get attacked by a pit bull terrier.
Wow.
And the last one hanging won.
Wow, that is extraordinary.
I don't think there are any real winners in Pissball Terrier.
No, but what I love about that is it's the etymology of like who first came up with that. Just some kid go, you know what we could do? Well,
I think it evolved. I think it started.
He's having a piss on the hedge. Go, seems silly to waste this. You're bored. I need a piss. We all need to exercise.
The first one of us to drive, well, Peter, the mechanic, was the first to drive, but my first other mate was, the second was Simon, and he had this car. He got a brand new Hyundai Accent on credit for some reason, and I think his mum and dad had sorted it. It was something like this, and we were at college, went to the library to photocopy the sleeve notes of Mariah Carey's new album, because we were teenagers, and we went there. And then we got in the car, and it was in the car park, I always remember. And he'd been showing off because it was brand new. And he was going like, oh, it's still got that new car smell. And then we sat there, and I didn't know how to drive at the time. And I was sat in the passenger seat, and he said, I wonder if I can drive using my hands on the pedals to get the biting point. And I thought, yeah, probably. I don't know how a car works. I suppose so, if you're using your feet. And he went, all right. He said, well... So he started doing. He was just outside the car doing this. And he went, put it in gear. And I went, all right, okay. He went... I just take the handbrake off. And I took the handbrake off. So, of course, the car just shot straight forward into a tree.
Fuck.
My head smashed on the windscreen. I fell back in the car. And then the airbag kind of went...
Yeah.
Like, no, you've already dealt with it. And then the dust
I love that. So the airbag was like, I missed that one.
Yeah. Whoops, sorry.
Exactly. Oh, God, I had one job. What a
the one time I look away, and then.
But it's so like wild, isn't it? Like, but do you think I can drive a car with my hands? You're like, that is like, but that's boys, isn't it? That is teenage boys. Like, are there any girls that have ever had that fucking conversation of like, Jesus Christ?
It was ridiculous, and he was really funny, my mate. And the problem is as well, I was stuck underneath the glove compartment. We thought the dust was fire. And I looked back and went, Simon! And I thought this is the perfect time for the car to blow up, but it didn't anyway. So sadly, I'm sorry. But and then Simon put his head in. I always remember he go, oh my God! He was obviously in shock. He went, oh, it's lost that new car smell.
Is that what he said?
He genuinely did. Wow. And I was like, well, fair play, Simon. You've done well there. But yeah, that was just mad. That was.
Did you laugh in that moment?
We did, yeah. But we.
But that's incredible
to
have that.
Funny, yeah.
But to have that gift for that to supersede my mum's gonna kill me, my dad's gonna kill me, but to have that kind of ta-da.
Yeah, and it was and because so we went to the pub next door, not to drink, but to have like a Coke or something, and he was ringing, and he couldn't ring his mum because his mum worked just down the road, and she literally drove past whilst we weren't there and just saw Simon's car wrapped around a tree, and thought we were died and didn't know what had happened, and we got out, we rang her. And then we managed to see, he went, oh, my mum's by the car. She must have been coming back from work, and she was absolutely having a breakdown. Oh, meanwhile, we're laughing about, oh, there's a new car smell. His mum's going, I've lost my firstborn son.
Jesus wept.
So it's terrible.
And there's an old man going, tell me about it. Let's get you in these trousers. What? This is such a horrible callback.